Hugh, thank you so much for having us here. Really appreciate your time and giving us the opportunity to talk about Acronis and Tailor. So data's massively important. You know, it must be used all across the place, you know, from the shop to the players to the business. So what does data mean to Southampton Football Club?
Yeah, I mean, data at its core is fundamental to every business, and we're no different to that. We use data to drive decisions across the board constantly. We've got a really nice, unique position where we've got a business to run, you know, fully functioning business outside of football, and then we've obviously got the very public, very busy football side of the business where we need to make really good, really quick, and really accurate decisions.
On those two sides of that coin, how do you use data?
I mean, yeah, so there's data points about almost everything within football. So if we talk about sort of tracking data, for example, we've got types of radar called LiDAR all around the stadium. They track players' movements and, you know, runs, sprints, stops, and those sorts of things. So that really quick, agile data is so important to make these, you know, game-changing decisions at times. And then you get into the more traditional business, if you like. So we're a venue as well. You know, we've got a stadium here, which is great. So we want to attract people here and use the venue as much as possible. So we've built some spaces specifically for that. So we've put a nice outdoor fan zone, huge 7-metre screens and loads of TVs and stuff like that, bars, you know, everywhere. And it goes way beyond that as well. We're currently sat in our nice new Nightwood lounge, which is used for hospitality events, VIP services and things like that. But really importantly, not just on match days, because we know there's a need for these things in the city. There's space for it. So we've got the ability to put it here. So it's great to be able to use that sort of stuff. Again, it's data driven.
So that's fantastic. And I assume along that journey, you've also got data that you're sharing with third parties and various other people that use your data to run their businesses, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if you lost some data and one of your third parties wasn't able to get access to that data? I mean, I assume backup is incredibly important.
Hugely so, and if you haven't got good data integrity, that's one problem. It's almost worse than having no data at all. But then the ability to rely on data and know it's going to be there, but then, you know, things happen with computers, we all know that, right? Stuff goes wrong, whether it's human error, whether it's technical or whatever. So we need to make sure that we've got a way to restore, recover and get ourselves back to that fighting position. By having the backup provider of Acronis on board and, you know, delivering it through tailor-made technologies, we know that we can reliably get that data and bring it back to them as quickly as possible in those decisions.
Yeah, and I guess another point as well is the importance of, from a cybersecurity perspective, you're holding information on your fans, you're holding data on your players, you're holding data on decisions that are being made in the club. That sort of stuff's interesting to people. So I guess cybersecurity must be a massive thing. And has that grown over the last few years for the club? Is the focus on that shifted, or has it always been there? I mean,
for us, the priority's always been there. So we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to protect our data. So yeah, cybersecurity from that point of view is massive. So, you know, having immutable backups, so things that can't be tampered with, you know, it's difficult to have really good disaster recovery processes end to end, especially with a load of different businesses within one as we are. But having that sort of process works really, really well.
And we've talked about the fantastic fact that, you know, we've got a single product there looking after our backup and our security. You know what I mean? Rather than looking after one or the other, we can partner those things together and really kind of maximise the output of the product as a whole.
It certainly gives me, as the tech leader in this space, the confidence and the reassurance that having the best experts in both the specific product itself with the Acronis team, but then having local people that we can work with day to day to whether it's challenges with the product, whether it's implementation questions, changing the circumstance, you know, things change all the time, certainly for us. So the team up for that, just bundled that with a nice bow on top and went, here you go. Can't say no to that.
There we go, fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's great for us as well, you know, ultimately it's great to spend time with you, to understand the industry, to be able to help you with your strategy as a wider piece across IT as a whole. And have your beer in a lovely lounge like this,
It's
right?
tough, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Hugh, thank you so much for spending some time with me, chatting about data and all the things about IT that we spend so often chatting about. But really appreciate your time.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming down, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Obviously, some more. But you know, see you down here for hospitality in the next few games.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Take care.